Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are absolutely jubilant Madridistas because Real Madrid have come up with one of the best away performances in a very long time. It was a show of class, a show of character from the Los Blancos. They were turned on from the first minute of the game. In front of the buzzing away fans, they believed in their abilities, and what a night of football that was. The players needed to deliver, the players were under a lot of criticism, but champion sides have the knack of making comebacks, and that is exactly what we saw from Real Madrid. Ancelotti as well got everything right in the game. He was spot on with his lineup. He was spot on with his tactics. He seemed to have everything figured in the game. It was good to see that Ancelotti learned from his errors and made a nice comeback himself. But obviously the standing ovation goes to the man of the moment, Karim the Dream. He couldn't have come up with a better display, and he keeps putting up admirable performances, enhancing his ever-growing legacy with the Los Blancos. So in this video, we'll break down the marvelous performance of Real Madrid versus Chelsea. We'll talk about the significant happenings of the game, and without further ado, let's get started. And having a look at the lineup, there was Courtois in goal. In the back four, we had Alaba, Militao, Mendy, and Dani Carvajal. In the midfield, we had Cruz, Casemiro, Modric, and Valverde. And finally in attack, we had Vinicius and Benzema. And before doing the analysis, let's quickly do the shout-out. 3 of you were able to guess the correct scoreline, but our shout-out winner today is DNA 2006, and I congratulate you for getting your predictions correct. By sharing some thoughts on the starting 11, Ancelotti had finally decided to put his faith in Fede Valverde by giving him a start, and that for starters was certainly one step in the right direction. These are the kind of games that Valverde is well suited for. His presence on the pitch was such a boost for the veteran trio lining alongside him in the midfield, and had you closely analysed the position of Fede Valverde, you would have noticed that he had a multifaceted role in yesterday's match. He was there charging on the right wing, he was there tracking back, sometimes forming a back five in defence, sometimes he was dropping inside in the midfield. Modric and Valverde at times interchanged positions in the first half. This made man marking a bit difficult for the Chelsea defenders. He also made a significant contribution in the pressing game of Madrid, and as a result we did see that Chelsea found it difficult to efficiently build from the back. It was this positive intent from Real Madrid which Chelsea probably didn't anticipate. Madrid were able to have control in the midfield with Valverde. They had the extra passing outlet, and as a result KCM were also finding it much easier to break the pressing patterns of Chelsea. So it was a brilliant display from the Uruguayan, and he just underlined his value in the side. He gave his all, and thumbs up to Fede Valverde for putting in a much needed lung-busting, power-packed performance. And now if we talk about the first half in general, I was very pleased to see the way Real Madrid had started the match. You could see they had an optimistic approach which was 100 times better than what we saw against PSG away from home. They were cautious at the back, but they were also having an attack-minded attitude, and I think that made the difference for the Los Blancos. It was also quite noticeable that Reece James had been given offensive duties which saw him loitering around the final third of the pitch for a long period of time, but this is where Vinicius was able to exploit the spaces between James and Christensen, which had a direct implication on the first goal. It was a Vinicius-Benzema duo at work again. The chemistry between the two players has kept growing this season, and once again the duo worked their magic. It all started when Benzema exposed the defense of Chelsea with a toe poke through ball. Vinicius with his pace had left Christensen high and dry. The two defenders tried to cover the angles to stop the cross, but what happened after that was absolutely sublime stuff from Karim Benzema. He was steaming in, and when he saw the ball in midair, his eyes lit up. He showcased fabulous technique to get the ball on target. His neck muscles moved exactly the way he wanted, exactly the way that Real Madrid needed. It was a world-class finish, and at this point, we are just running out of praise for the Frenchman. The second goal as well was very aesthetically pleasing. He simply guided the ball past the goalkeeper with sheer ease and comfort, but I want to specifically speak about the third goal that Benzema scored. Many rival fans who can't stand Real Madrid do well will say that Benzema was once again lucky with the third, but in all honesty, it's not just about luck. It's more about Benzema being a footballing genius. He presses the opposition in such a way that he covers more of the passing lanes. He puts the goalkeeper and the defenders in awkward situations, and that is where Karim Benzema reaps the benefit of his genius. He has done it so many times. He has done it in the UCL final. He has done it in other high-pressure Champions League games, and when you see the same thing happening again and again, when you see Karim Benzema forcing these errors in the opposition defense on so many occasions, you simply can't say that it's all down to luck. It's more about the awareness of the Frenchman, and that needs to be acknowledged here, and we cannot take any credit away from the magical forward. So we must salute the effort of Karim Benzema. He deserves to win the Ballon d'Or this year. He's been head and shoulders above the rest, and I don't see anyone giving competition to the Frenchman. And coming to the second half, Chelsea did make some changes to tilt the game in their favour, but Real Madrid were very well set up to deal with the threat that Chelsea had to offer. We could see James had taken up a more defensive role to deal with the threat of Vinicius Jr., but as the minutes kept ticking, Real Madrid kept their calm and professionally held on to the lead. They showed quality game management and were able to wrap up the brilliant performance without much problems in the end. So overall, if you ask me, I was pleasantly surprised with the way the team performed in London. It was a very satisfying performance and a thoroughly enjoyable one. We sent the arrogant English fans back to the caves. It's good to see that the team played as a unit to outclass the Blues. So those were my thoughts on the game, and let's conclude this video by hearing the post-match thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti. The coach firstly spoke about the performance of the team as he said, "I've been away from the team for a week and found the team in fantastic shape on my return. We put in a very good performance and were brave and showed our personality. We were the better side, but there's still another game to come and anything can happen." He was then asked what was the secret of his success at the Stamford Bridge, and he replied, "The most important element was the bravery that the players showed. The key was that we played out really well from the back and looked to play between the lines. We then attacked really well through Vinicius Jr. and Benzema, who linked up excellently. When we play like that, we are capable of competing with anyone." Ancelotti then went on to explain his tactics in the game and underline the role that Valverde had to play. He said, "We played with the same system as usual. The only difference was to have Valverde more focused on the left wing back. We then had Carvajal a little more inside to try to control Pulisic and Mount. Valverde did very well. It might have looked like a back five at times, but it all depended on the position of Azpilicueta, as Valverde always kept an eye on him. If Azpilicueta stayed deep, then Valverde played as a forward. If not, Valverde held back." And lastly, of course, the Italian also had some words of praise for the man of the match. He spoke about the brilliance of the maestro as he said, "Every day he's more and more a leader in the team, in the group, and that is what makes the difference for him. He shows his personality, he knows that he's a very important player for us, and he's exemplary for all. He's just like fine wine, and he's getting better every single day." So those were the thoughts of the coach, and that concludes the post-match analysis of Chelsea versus Real Madrid. Do let me know how amazed were you to see the display of Real Madrid. What were the things that caught your eye? Write in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid. And as always, a la Madrid.